I enjoy football and I still feel useful both at the club and at the national team. I'll decide when I want. If I want to play more games, I will. If I don't feel like it, I won't play more. Obviously, he's coming at Manchester United. I think he's the third top goal scorer in the Premier League, so it's strange that we're still talking about his demise, Mark. But where do Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United go with, 1 year left in his contract?
Well, I think what Ronaldo says is absolutely right. He will decide, and that in a way gives United and the new coach a problem, because if they want to move him on, it's going to be difficult to move Ronaldo out, because if he doesn't want to go, it's hard to pay him up. There's a lot of money. Who can afford to pay him? So, yes, Ronaldo will decide what happens next, and it's up to him. I don't think he'll have many options to go from United, because, again, the finances come into it. I don't think the big clubs in Europe won't be looking at him anymore. You're looking at maybe a return to Portugal, perhaps to Sporting Lisbon, or maybe in the Qatar League or Saudi Arabia, or possibly the MLS. I don't think the options that will be at his disposal are what he probably wants. So it's up to him. And if United want him out, it's going to cost them a lot of money to do it. So the ball's in his court, really. And it really is up to Ronaldo what happens. But I do think the fact that Portugal have qualified for the World Cup is a good thing for him and United, because it gives him a motivation next season. If Portugal had missed out, really that could have been the end of Ronaldo's top level career, because the World Cup would have been his swan song. I know he said he might carry on, but is he really going to be there in 2026 when he's 40, 41? So I think qualifying for the World Cup is a good thing, but in terms of his future, only he knows. Only he can decide it.
It looks to be a busy summer, doesn't it, for Manchester United? Their priority isn't Ronaldo, Mark. It's to get a new coach in. Obviously, Van Gaal's quotes this week made the headlines after being asked about whether or not Ten Hag should go to United or not. And he said, well, basically, he should go to a football team, not a commercial team. Your reaction to that?
Well, I think Louis van Gaal, when he was at United, he was obviously taken by surprise at how much commercial activity they do now. But that is the fact of life at all modern football clubs. It's not just a thing about Man United. And when Van Gaal was there, he'd been out of club management for 4 years. In many ways, he's a bit of a dinosaur in terms of club football. He hadn't been around it enough. So it was a shock to him. But I don't think what happens at United is any different to what happens anywhere else. Players now are contractually obliged to do commercial work. What United have got wrong is not the commercial side, it's signing bad players. And Louis van Gaal signed more bad players than most Man United managers.
Will it be Ten Hag, Mark?
It'll be Ten Hag or Pochettino. I do think that Luis Enrique is fading out of the picture. I don't think he wants to leave the Spain job. And I think Julian Lopetegui was always an outsider. So I've been told that United are looking at options. And it's not just a case of it's Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag is the easy one to do. He's the easy one to speak to. He's the easy one to appoint. He's the cheapest one to appoint, which means he probably get the job because the Glazers don't like to pay a lot of compensation. But Pochettino is still in there. I'm told he fancies it. He wants the job because he's not happy in PSG. But it comes down to money. And I think if PSG are going to dig their heels in and demand a big compensation figure for Pochettino, if Ten Hag is potentially a quarter of the compensation figure, then they might go for Ten Hag. But I do think it'd be the wrong thing to do to appoint a manager based on the size of his compensation figure. It has to be the full package. And I do think there are kind of flaws at the moment in Ten Hag's credentials. I think he's got some credentials, but I don't think he's managed a big club or big players in a big league. It's a massive step to Man United from Ajax. Ask Donny van der Beek.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.